Every machine has a voice. This one has been silent for years, its engine seized by neglect. An engineer arrives to read its story, written in rust and leaking fluid. Initial diagnosis: the prime mover is dead weight. It cannot be started. It must be moved by force. The recovery operation begins, transporting the patient to the workshop. It arrives at the staging area, a makeshift open-air surgical bay. Before any surgery can begin, a critical decontamination is required. A high-pressure water jet strips away years of grime, revealing the true state of the machine. This is not just cleaning, it's a forensic analysis, exposing hidden cracks and corrosion. With the machine clean, the first invasive step is taken, addressing the faulty electrical system. Next, the lifeblood. She replenishes the engine with fresh fluid, likely oil or coolant. The engineer begins a deep dive into the engine bay, her focus absolute. She uses hand tools to meticulously disassemble the components, one by one. A power impact driver is used to remove stubborn, corroded bolts, saving time and effort. She uses a brush to meticulously clean a small component. Debris as small as a grain of sand can cause catastrophic failure. Her hands, stained with grease, hold a part that is testament to the brutal conditions this machine has endured. A partner tackles the complex wiring harness, a common point of failure in older vehicles. She adds fresh engine oil, a critical step that ensures proper lubrication. She carefully reconnects the electrical leads to the engine sensors and actuators. The engine is a complex web of mechanical and hydraulic systems, the final torquing of the cylinder head bolts is performed, a critical step to ensure a perfect seal. The narrative of restoration continues. A new machine, a new set of problems. She uses a power tool to begin disassembly. This will be a complete overhaul, from the engine down to the wheels. An oil line is carefully removed. Her hands, though stained, move with surgical precision. The scope of the project is massive. Even the massive front wheels must be removed for service. She returns to the engine, her expression one of intense focus as she continues the teardown. With the engine open, she now has access to the internal components for a full diagnostic. She lays out her tools. A well-organized workspace is the sign of a disciplined engineer. Now begins the difficult task of separating the tire from the rim, a job requiring immense leverage. An impact driver makes quick work of the lug nuts holding the wheel assembly together. She delves into the hub assembly, a complex set of bearings and seals. The wheel rim is pressure washed, removing corrosive dirt before a new tire is mounted. Teamwork is essential for mounting the heavy new tire onto the rim. They use a compressor to inflate the tire to the correct pressure, a critical safety specification. The fully assembled wheel is reinstalled onto the tractor's axle. She tightens the final lug nuts, ensuring the wheel is secure and ready for service. Her work is never done. She immediately moves on to the next system requiring repair. She inspects the hydraulic system, which powers the tractor's implements and steering. A reassembled component is carefully fitted back into the machine. A final, comprehensive check of the entire machine is performed before the test drive. The ultimate test of any repair. The engine roars to life, and a smile of triumph spreads across her face. Out in the field, failure is a constant threat. Here, an excavator is called in for heavy lifting. The evidence of a hard life is written on every surface of these machines. This tractor shows signs of significant front-end damage, a common result of field work. An engineer in protective gloves prepares to tackle another complex repair. These machines are the lifeblood of the rural economy, and keeping them running is a vital task. But sometimes, the environment itself becomes the adversary. This tractor is hopelessly mired. A recovery operation is launched, a common but always dangerous procedure. Two machines now stand ready for service, rescued and repaired. The work continues. A woman begins the decontamination process on another tractor. This is the first step in a long process of restoration. She methodically strips away layers of mud, revealing the machine beneath. The power of the water jet is evident as it blasts away the stubborn grime. No detail is too small. Every component must be perfectly clean before the mechanical work can begin. She begins to disassemble the engine, her focus absolute. The process is a masterclass in patience and precision, moving from one system to the next. We will now focus on one of the most common but critical points of failure, the starter motor. An engineer begins a complete teardown of the faulty starter. She carefully separates the outer casing from the internal windings and armature. Each component is meticulously cleaned in a solvent bath to remove carbon buildup and grime. The cleaned parts are dried, ready for close inspection and reassembly. The process is repeated for every single part of the starter motor. With all components cleaned and inspected, the painstaking reassembly begins. This is precision work. The tolerances inside a starter motor are incredibly fine. She works on the tractor, preparing the mounting point for the rebuilt starter. A small adjustment is made to the engine block before installation. The reassembled starter motor is carefully put back together. It is now maneuvered back into its position on the engine block. The mounting bolts are tightened, securing the starter to the engine. She performs a final check of the engine before connecting the battery. The work continues, with each repair bringing the machine closer to rebirth. Another component is carefully installed onto the engine. She works with a quiet confidence, her expertise evident in every movement. The heavy battery is carefully lowered back into its tray. A final engine check ensures all systems are go. The resurrection of this machine's ability to start is nearly complete. The job is done. The engineer stands back, satisfied with a successful, complex repair. With the starter fixed, attention now turns to the intricate fuel delivery system. A high-pressure fuel line is carefully installed. A leak here could be disastrous. The reassembly of the engine's fuel system continues, component by component. The complexity of a modern diesel engine is on full display. A final tightening of a fuel line ensures a perfect, high-pressure seal. The precise reassembly is critical for the engine to run efficiently and safely. A new engineer now takes over, beginning her own project of restoration. She assesses the old red tractor, her expression one of serious contemplation. Her first task is to replace the clogged air filter, allowing the engine to breathe. She uses a power tool to secure a new panel, a sign of progress in the restoration. Now, she tackles the complex electrical system, connecting the main wiring harness. This requires a steady hand and a deep understanding of the vehicle's schematics. The final connections are made, and the system is ready for its first test. The engine turns over and starts. A smile of pure satisfaction lights up her face. She performs one final check before declaring the job a success. The tools are carefully cleaned and put away. A professional is always organized. The work is done for the day, another machine brought back from the brink. But the yard is full of other projects, a constant reminder that the work is never truly over. She immediately moves to the next patient, using a lever to make an adjustment. A well-deserved phone call at the end of a long day of demanding work. The cycle of repair begins anew. 2 tractors are towed into the workshop. An engineer begins maneuvering one of the machines into position. The tandem tow operation continues, a slow and careful journey back to base. The machine is positioned, ready for its decontamination and repair. A new engineer, clad in pink leggings, begins the thorough pressure washing process. The powerful water jet strips away the grime from the engine bay. She meticulously cleans every part of the machine, from the chassis to the implements. With the machine clean, she begins a deep dive into the engine, disassembling and cleaning the internal components. Her work is focused and precise as she navigates the engine's complex internals. The painstaking process of rebuilding the engine piece by piece is a testament to her skill. A close-up of the valve train reveals the intense buildup of old burnt oil that must be removed. Another project, an engineer makes a fine adjustment to an engine's valve system. His assistant prepares fluids, a vital part of the collaborative repair process. She now works on the engine herself, her focus absolute. Her hands, though small, are strong and sure as she works on the heavy components. The reassembly continues, a slow but steady march toward completion. Each part is torqued to specification, a critical step for a reliable repair. She inspects her work, ensuring every component is perfectly placed. The moment of truth arrives. She climbs aboard and starts the engine. Success! But the work isn't done. Now, she tackles the undercarriage. She uses a power tool to disassemble the heavy components of the axle. This is heavy, dirty work that requires both strength and precision. She continues the disassembly, her determination unwavering. Her hands carefully manipulate the small, intricate parts within the hub assembly. The wheel is removed, requiring a jack to lift the heavy machine. The tractor stands poised on the jack, ready for the next stage of its repair. She returns to the undercarriage, her power tool making short work of the remaining bolts. A disassembled component is cleaned and inspected before being reinstalled. The reassembly of the complex undercarriage is a major milestone in the project. A final look at the perfectly reassembled components. The engineer performs one last check, her work finally complete. Another project begins. An engineer works underneath a truck, using a long lever for mechanical advantage. She uses a wrench on a smaller component, her expression one of intense focus. A power tool is used to rapidly disassemble a part of the truck's drivetrain. The internal components are revealed, a complex assembly of gears and bearings. She moves to a small red tractor, jacking it up to work on the undercarriage. She uses a power tool to continue the disassembly. A technician works on another part of the machine. She raises the machine higher with the hydraulic jack. Another technician works on a different component, showcasing the collaborative nature of the workshop. She carefully pours fresh oil into the engine. With the service complete, she closes the hood, her job done. The moment of truth. The engine starts, billowing smoke, but running smoothly. She takes the revived tractor for a test drive, her NNL providing shade from the sun. The test drive takes her out of the workshop and into the surrounding countryside. But success is temporary. The tractor becomes hopelessly bogged down in an orchard. Undeterred, she begins a field repair, using a hammer and jack to remove the wheel. The difficult process of removing a wheel in the mud is a true test of her skill and patience. The cycle of repair is endless. In a new scene, a team works on another disabled tractor. Their collaboration is essential to solving the machine's complex problems. The resurrected tractor is driven across a small bridge, returning to service. The workshop is a hub of activity, with multiple projects happening simultaneously. A yellow tractor is now the focus of the engineer's attention, as she begins the decontamination wash. She moves to the red tractor, methodically cleaning every component. The engine bay is given a thorough cleaning to prepare it for service. The process of inspection, cleaning, and repair continues with meticulous attention to detail. A technician works on another component, a constant dance of disassembly and reassembly. The engine's cooling system is reinstalled, a final crucial step in the resurrection. A final check. The engineer is satisfied. Another machine is ready to return to a life of purpose. The work begins again. An engineer assesses another broken-down red tractor. She inspects the wheel assembly, searching for the point of failure. She begins the disassembly, meticulously cleaning each part as it is removed. This is a dirty, demanding job, requiring both physical strength and a delicate touch. She uses a hammer to free a seized component, a common technique in this line of work. A power tool speeds up the process of disassembly. She works on the wheel hub, a critical component for the tractor's mobility. The reassembly is done with care, using a jack to support the heavy components. A power tool is used to ensure every bolt is tightened to the correct specification. A final cleaning of the reassembled part before moving to the next task. She replenishes the engine oil, the lifeblood of the machine. The test drive. The machine runs smoothly, a testament to her skill and hard work. She stands proudly next to the resurrected tractor, her mission accomplished. The final sequence shows the complex and demanding work of repairing the front axle. This is a masterclass in field engineering, showcasing incredible skill and ingenuity. The engineer inspects her work, another machine saved from the scrap heap. She begins by inspecting the small components, the nuts and bolts that hold everything together. She uses a power tool to remove the wheel, the first step in a major axle repair. A jack is used to lift the heavy tractor, a dangerous but necessary procedure. With the wheel removed, she gains access to the internal components of the axle. The entire front end of the tractor is disassembled, ready for the overhaul. She uses a power tool to continue the teardown, her movements efficient and precise. She now works on the engine, checking the complex wiring and fuel systems. Her hands carefully navigate the tangled web of wires, searching for the fault. The engine reassembly begins, her focus absolute. She carefully installs a new component into the engine block. She replenishes the coolant, a vital step to prevent the engine from overheating. She torques down a bolt, ensuring a perfect seal. She meticulously cleans another engine component with a brush. She inspects and cleans the spark plugs, essential for proper ignition. The reassembly continues, piece by painstaking piece. She tightens the final bolts on the engine rebuild. Her hands move with the confidence of a master technician. The final checks are performed. The machine is whole again. The engine is ready for its first start. The cycle of restoration continues. A new project, a close-up on a dirty, corroded engine. An engineer begins another resurrection, this time on a small orange tractor. She tops off the fuel, preparing for the initial diagnostic. She test drives the machine through a narrow path, assessing its performance. She returns the machine to the workshop, ready for a full service. The first step is always the same, a thorough decontamination wash. The engine bay is pressure washed to remove years of accumulated grime. The undercarriage is blasted clean, revealing the state of the chassis and drivetrain. After the cleaning, she takes a well-deserved phone call. A partner prepares to test the machine, the restoration complete. The revived tractor drives away, its purpose restored, a testament to the engineer's incredible skill.